Yeah, so I guess all of the above.
Okay.
This was a great exercise that you did last time. I had not done that one from this angle.
Right, right.
It's really a good one.
It is. It's called nerve flossing,
Ah,
and it's very specific to the path of the sciatic nerve.
oh, interesting.
And often
Okay.
the nerves, if we have injury, the tissue just binds around the nerve. So our nerves can get, stuck and they don't move. So it's this nerve gliding, when you can do it around your body. So what you think about with nerve gliding,
Mhm.
like if I flex my foot, the sciatic nerve runs back here, and then I hinge forward, I'm stretching it on two ends,
Mhm.
and it's pretty intense.
Mhm.
But if I point this one, at this end, it's more slack, this end it's stretched, and then go this way, this end is stretched and this end is slacked. So that's why it's the
So you do
bend and
both.
flex, straighten and point, and you're getting it to glide and slide versus stretching both ends.
I forgot about the feet part.
Yeah,
I was
so-
just doing the
Yeah,
bend
that can
part.
just feel good too. That's just good.
But that's
for
good.
the
I totally
hamstring
forgot
too.
about that. Wait, that's great.
And just bending and straightening can just be good contracting and lengthening the
Feels good.
muscles. So that's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
muscle focus, which is great too.
Right,
getting the
but that's a
muscles.
great combination. to
Yeah,
do
and
both.
then especially if you've got some, injury and then the tissue's not in the right linear fashion of muscle tissue because it collagen lays down like that.
Binding,
Yeah,
yes.
and so you have to kind of rewire and reintroduce the movement in the
That's
right
great.
direction.
That's a good one.
Okay, we got, what is this here? My funny computer. Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Morning. Good.
Two more coming in. There we go. Any special requests from home today?
Nope.
All right. Marion, hi Jenny, Stephanie.
Hi. It's hard to get in today.
I
Yeah.
was a little slow. That was on my end.
Oh, okay.
So here we are. Hi Stephanie from home.
Hi. Yes. Unfortunately, for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Sophia got sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here. And
Yes, me
it's
too.
a good place
you.
to be.
Yep.
All right, so let's begin today in child's pose. So coming onto hands and knees, bring your big toes to touch and your knees apart, hips to heels and forehead to the floor. And if you need a few poses to get before that, that's fine too. Landing in child's pose. Relaxing through the shoulders, just bringing your awareness here into your mat, into your body. Eyes could be open or eyes can be closed. And see if whether the eyes are open or closed, wherever they are, let them rest at one point. Notice if your eyes are moving. Let the eyes rest at one point. And then it's like opening the periphery, whether the eyes are open or closed, you open into the periphery of your self, like noticing how you feel, noticing sounds, thoughts, emotions, just whatever's here this morning. Now close. You're going to lift up partway and walk your arms over to the left side of your mat. They might even come off your mat. And then press the hips back, kind of sink back and feel the stretch under the right arm along the right side of the body. Lift up and walk it to the other side. And allow for that stretch along the left side of the body. And then bring it back to center. Come up to tabletop, the hands and knees, and drop the belly, lift the chest. We'll move through cow and cat. A couple rounds. Warm up the muscles in the spine and the back, as well as the front. The hands, you can lean in or press down a little firmer. Maybe like we were talking about, less is more. Maybe if you're always pushing and into the edges of things, maybe just back off a little bit. Let just the movement be so nurturing. And come to neutral. Bring your knees a little closer and take the right leg back, ball of the foot on the floor. So foot flexed, and you'll press the heel back, get in that stretch. You might even rock front to back, stretching the toes, the sole of the foot, heel, arch. And then press it forward, float the right leg up and engage the front of the body. So you're not sinking or sagging, you're pulling in to that center and straightening that right leg, reaching back. Darian, you've become a play toy. The little dog is playing with her. Oh, they're all there. There's a whole bunch now. Take a big breath in here. As you breathe out, you're just gonna curl in and step your right foot forward by the right hand. And then you can come to your fingertips or hands can be on blocks. Tuck the left toes under and lift that left leg up. Now straightening that back leg. Good, take a couple breaths. And then gently set the back knee down, point the back toes and pull the hips back with the toes pointed. So foot on the mat and then press it forward, hips forward and back. We're just gonna move front to back. And inhale forward, maybe lift the chest like cow and exhale back, maybe chin to chest like cat. And hands on blocks are fine if you need. Good. One more time, inhale forward and exhale back. And then come forward and you'll just bring that right leg back next to the left, coming back to tabletop. And then we'll take the left leg back, ball of the foot on the floor, stretch the toes out on the mat and maybe look back, maybe rock front to back. If it's too much on the foot or the toes, just find a spot that you can stay. And then coming forward and you'll float that left leg up. And with the hands, it's almost like you're pulling the mat backwards, sliding backwards and in. Hug the thumb tips in. Nice and strong through that center. Take a breath in. As you exhale, curl knee to nose and set that left leg down. You can even help the foot forward. Tuck the right toes under, lift that right leg up. So you get this nice long lunge to just hold for a moment and breathe. And then set the back knee down, point the toes. Maybe hands are up on blocks and you'll just simply pull the hips back and press them forward. So I want you to think more about the hips moving than about straightening or bending the knee. So it doesn't matter if that leg straightens a little or a lot. You pull or slide the hips back and then press the hips forward. And then keeping the foot flat on the ground does what I was talking about at the beginning, that nerve flossing. So when you pull the hips back and the toes pointed, the sciatic nerve is more slack at this end and stretched at that end. And then when you come forward, foot flexed, it's more stretched at this end and slack at the other end. So moving it back and forth. So this is hamstring and nerve. Be careful, take your breath. Let your breath be your guide. And then bring that left leg back next to the right. And we'll come into downward dog, tuck the toes under, or you can be in a puppy pose if you prefer today. If you don't want weight on the hands, puppy pose is fine, or downward dog, maybe pedaling the legs if you want. Maybe taking the hips side to side, but breathing, remembering to breathe. And from here, you'll walk your feet forward on your mat, coming into a ragdoll forward fold. So you can hold on to your elbow points. Maybe you shake the head. You have to know the hamstrings are really tight or compromised. It's okay to have the knees bent. Sorry, that was me connecting. Knees bent is fine. Forearms can be on the thighs if the low back is feeling really tight today. Or maybe you pull the front ribs and belly in a little bit to support that lower back. Good, and then from here, you'll release the hands to the mat and then bring them up to the hips. Point your elbows to the sky, press your feet down, rise up to stand. Good. And take a big breath in, sweep the arms up, and bring your hands down to the heart. We'll flow a little bit this morning. So when you're ready, inhale, reach up high. Exhale, forward fold. So bend the knees as much as you need. Halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins or fingers to the floor, inhale. Find a high plank. So palms down, feet back, or you can walk the hands forward, feet back. And then set the knees down. So you're in a kneeling plank. So you're forward. And then bend the elbows just a little bit, just a tiny bend. And then press back up. We'll do that again. Bend the elbows and hover, tiny, micro, press back up. One more time, micro bend and straighten. And then bend and go all the way down. Lower your body all the way down onto your belly. Point your toes behind you. And then bring your fingers to the wood floor. This is my new favorite version of Cobra. Elbows go high. And then inhale, press into the fingers and rise up. And exhale, lower down. Good, do that again. Inhale, press into the fingers, come up. This time as you lower, drop the right shoulder towards the floor, look left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. It's a nice little pec stretch. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, lower all the way down, slide the hands in, tuck the toes under, press yourself to the knees or to your feet, and downward facing dog, or puppy pose or child's pose. Nice deep breath here. Breathe out. And then bring your feet forward on your mat. You can walk there or hop there or tiptoe, halfway lift. Lengthen spine. Good, forward fold. Bow, drop the head. Hands to hips, inhale, come on up to stand. Arms to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good, we'll do that. Similar again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Bring your knees down to that kneeling plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, micro bend the elbows, tiny bend. Now, upward dog. Point the toes, straighten the arms, lift the chest. Downward facing dog. Pull the hips up and down. Good, breathe here. One more breath in. Breathe out. Look to your hands and walk or hop your feet forward on the mat. Halfway lift. Nice. Forward fold. Good job. Inhale, rise. Extended mountain. Reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. That one more time through. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank to low plank. Knees down, micro bend the elbows. Inhale, upward dog or maybe cobra, lift the chest. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Good. Good job. On your next breath, lift your right leg to the sky behind you, and it can be from tabletop. Bend the knee, open the hip. Let it feel good. This could also be from hands and knees if you need. And then stretch the leg up long. Take a big step forward, right foot to right hand. And spin the left foot flat. Bring your hands to your hips. Coming up to warrior one. You got it. Or just step that right foot forward and the left foot back. Perfect. And then we're just gonna straighten and bend that right knee a couple times. So the back leg stays nice and firm, grounded and connected. Just straighten the right leg-ish and bend. Good. One more time, straighten. Bend the knee, stay there, and then take the arms and reach them up. Good. And then find a spot for your gaze that's not moving. Nice, soft focus. Breathe. Good. Take another breath. Maybe go a little deeper, but reach a little higher. And then bring the hands down to the mat. We'll step back to downward dog. So you can do back knee down first. And then lifting the hips, downward dog or tabletop. It's fine too. Good job. Stretch the left leg to the sky. So I often bring my feet a little closer first. And then bend the knee, open the hip. Whatever degree feels okay in your body. Get that big stretch in that right leg. And then we'll take that step forward. Left foot comes up, or you can help it. You can bring both knees down, help it. Spin the right foot flat, hands to the hips. Good, so I want your upper body nice and straight, and you'll just bend and straighten that left leg a few times. Just moving in to the pose and pressing up out of it. Good, Granny. Nice. So the next time you come in, you'll send that left shin forward as you go down. Hold the left hip back and reach up. So yoga is a lot about these opposing forces. So you ground down, lift up, right? You press the left shin forward and pull the left hip back. You find your strength and ease in each moment. Stay for one more breath. And then bring the hands down to the mat. We'll step back to down dog or child's pose is fine, or puppy pose. Just take a couple breaths here, building some of that inner heat. And then walk or hop your feet forward on your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, nice. On the spine, forward fold, exhale. Bend your knees now. We'll come into chair pose. So arms come up by the ears, weight back in the heels. Good job. How low you are, Janice. Amazing. Try to reach through the elbows, wrists, and fingers. Sit the weight back into the heels, just a touch and down another inch. And then go ahead and stand up, reach high, and bring your hands to heart center. And then arms by your side, bring your feet a little wider apart. You can take a small twist from side to side.
Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Stop.
Today, it's a high of 7 degrees.
All right, good job. Then you come back to center, arms come down, and we will take a step. We're gonna step our feet wide apart. We'll face, let's face this way. So let's step the feet wide apart on your mat, about one leg length apart, and we're at home facing whichever direction feels good to you. And then right here, you'll turn the right toes to face right. A few more standing poses here. Arms come out parallel to the floor. And then bend the right knee. So we'll do like we did in Warrior One. We're gonna bend and then straighten. So just think about keeping that knee on track with like the middle toe. So bend and straighten just the right leg. 2 more times, just slowly bend and straighten, pulling back. 1 more time, bend, and this time we'll hold it. So stay there in your Warrior Two. Pull the shoulders back slightly. So peeking at your right knee, you want it to move right by squeezing the glute. Good. And breathing and sitting a little bit deeper. And then straighten the leg, relax the arms. Good, turn the right toes in, left toes out. Flip the arms up parallel to the floor, and then 4 times. You're gonna bend and straighten that left leg. Just feeling from your feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Shoulders back with the crown of the head higher. Little bend and straighten. Last one. Come on in and hold it for 5, 4. That balance through the body. The right arm pull you back a little. 3. Nudge the left knee left. 2. And 1. Straighten the leg. Relax the arms. Turn the left toes in. Turn the right toes out. Flip the arms up. Breathe in. Bend the right knee. Warrior 2. Hold it. And then flip the right palm up. And left hand to left leg. Reverse your warrior. Take it back. It's a lateral side bend. Left arm down, right arm up. You got it. There it is. Breathe. And then bring it forward and set the forearm to the thigh, right forearm down, and left arm up. Good. And with the right forearm on the right thigh, you can gently nudge the right knee right, opening the inner thigh. Noticing your breath. Right, where you're looking, your drishti, your gaze point, 1 point. Let the left arm now pull you up to stand. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes out, arms float up, bend the left knee, warrior 2. Flip the left palm up, reverse your warrior, right hand to right leg, left arm to the sky. It's a lateral side bend. So taking that body to the right and then bringing it forward. Come on back to warrior 2 and then left forearm to left thigh, right arm to the sky. Bring energy into the hands, awareness and intention, the whole body from your feet to your fingers. Notice how you are showing up here. Pay attention to your breath, just breathing in and breathing out. Your next inhale, let the right arm pull you to stand. Turn your feet to parallel and then turn the heels in, toes out. You're going to bend the knees and bring your hands to your thighs and drop the hips. You might move a little side to side here if that feels good in your body. And then at center, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, drop the right shoulder to center, like what we did in that little Cobra. Good, and then switch sides. You can really use your arms to brace against. You can press the hands into the thighs, drop the left shoulder. And then 1 more time each side, just switching. Yes, good. And last one, so it's getting into that thoracic spine, that mid spine. And bring it back to center. You'll just straighten the legs, stand up, and then turn the heels out and the toes in. Bring your hands to your hips, lengthen, and then fold forward. So you can use a block under the hands if those hamstrings and inner thighs are really tight, or you don't have to. You can have your hands at the floor, or you can keep them on your hips or on your ankles, finding a way that feels good here, something that feels good to you here. If it doesn't, change something. Another breath. And lift to a flat back, bring your hands to your hips and come all the way to stand. Good. And then you'll turn the right toes back forward. We'll step back up to the front of the mat or whichever way you are facing. Just finding mountain pose. So being intentional, feet to 12 o'clock and hip width, arms by your sides. And take a couple breaths here. Good, and then we'll move into a little bit of balance. Life is balance, right? So from here, we'll bring your left hand to your left hip. I'm not going to mirror you. So left hand to left hip. And then lift the right knee and we'll catch it in the right hand. And you'll flex the foot. So knee bent, foot flexed. And you need to hold on to the bar, hold the wall. That's totally fine. So foot flex, there's energy in that leg. Good. And then find that place of try easy. So it's not so rigid, a little soft. And then open out to the right leg goes right. And there's a lot of attention in that left leg. So really feel the standing hip working, the glutes working. Bring it back to center now and just set it down, right foot down. Good. And we'll switch sides. So right hand to right hip. And you'll know if you can just go to the other bar if you want. If you are holding your breath between the postures, you'll like that. So don't hold your breath. Try not to hold the breath. And also in the body, often we try so hard. So it's like the yoga poses there's a lot of strength, but you also want to have the balance of ease in every moment. So how do you do that? And that's different for each person. So let's try on this side. Root through the right leg, right hand to hip, lift the left. And so you have this inner strength, foot flexed, actioning in the body. And then there's also that place of ease, breath, steadiness. Good, open it to the left. Keep rooting. I always continually check in with my standing foot. That's present time, right now. Bring it back to center and set the left foot down next to the right. Good. Now bring your arms by your side and we're going to take it behind us. So you'll slide the right toes back. This is airplane. And you want to start to engage the right glute. So the back side of the body, pull the shoulders back. And then the hinge is the top of the left thigh. So you hinge forward. Everything else stays the same. Going to where you can. If after a breath, you want to try to hinge a little farther. So it's putting a little bit of load on that left hamstring. So if you need to bend the knee. That's one way to create a little bit less pressure in the back of the leg. Lift the shoulders towards the ceiling, engage the triceps, breathe for 3. Balance of effort and ease, 2. And 1. Come on up to stand. Good. Shake it out. Let's try the other side. The shoulders back, arms strong, slide the left leg back, and imagine that whole back side of the body. Good. And then you hinge. The top of the right thigh is the hinge point. You just hinge forward. And you breathe. The farther you hinge, the more the load will be on that right back of the leg. Engage the back side of the body. And then come on up to stand. Just stretch the arms up, big breath in, and bring the hands to the heart. Okay, we're gonna put that together, that whole thing. So you'll bring your left hand to your left hip. You'll lift the right knee, catch it in the right hand, flex the foot, and then open it out to the right, reach to the left, stand tall, and then bring it back to center, arms by your side. Now, press that right leg back behind you as you hinge forward into airplane. Stay for a breath. Come on back to stand, feet down, arms up, big breath in. Hands to heart center, right hand to right hip, lift the left knee, catch it. Standing leg raise, foot flexed. Good, open it to the left, reach to the right. Nice. Bring it back to center, arms down by your side. Stretch the left leg behind you as you hinge from the top of the right thigh. Stay for 1 full breath. And rise up to stand. Feet flat, arms up, inhale. And bring your hands to heart center. We'll do another balance here. This one's called figure 4. It's a hip stretch, and you're welcome to hold on to the bar if you like. Or you can try it in space. So in space, it'll look like this, hands at the heart. You bend the knees like you're coming into chair. And then the right ankle will come up and over the top of the left thigh. And you stay there. The hinges from that left thigh again. Bend that left knee as you sit a little lower. Breathe into the right hip. Come on up to stand and right foot down, arms down. We'll try the other side. So hands to the heart, bend the knees, sit the hips back and down, weight in the heels, and then right foot stays rooted, left ankle over right thigh, and you start to sit a little deeper to feel that stretch. I like to keep the foot flexed. Good, it's okay if it's like this too, wherever it goes. Perfect. So foot flex supports the knee, pull the pit of the belly in to support the back. Seeing where you can go to feel that stretch and also stay in that place of balanced action and ease. And come on up, plant the feet, big breath in, arms up, and hands to heart center. We're on a roll, so let's do one more. Tree pose, last one. And we'll take a little bit of a flow from here, so you'll be fine where you are. You're gonna bring your right foot to the left leg, and it can be big toe on the floor or foot to calf, or you can help that foot up a little higher. You can start with your hands at your heart. And I always like to kind of zip up into my center. I notice where I'm like energy's kind of falling out of my body, or I'm disconnected, and I just kind of connect the pieces, pulling in and up. If you'd like to reach your arms up, take the arms up. Think about drawing in and up and also grounding down. Listen carefully. From here, you're gonna bring your hands back to your heart. I'm gonna bring the right knee up to the chest and then step it back for pyramid. So right foot will go back and then bring the hands on the hips, lift and lengthen the spine. You're folding over this left leg. The hinges from that top of the thigh. If the hamstring's really tight, you can either bend the knee and bring a block under the hands for a little bit less stretch, or hands to the floor, knee bent, and then slowly pull the hip back to wherever it can go. The other thing is, instead of pressing the left sitting bone to the ceiling or to the parking lot, you tuck the left sitting bone down towards the left heel a tiny bit to protect the top there. That's that attachment point, often where a lot of injury occurs. So protecting and hugging the tendon to the bone. Breathing, feel the breath kind of combing through the muscles at the back of the left leg and the hip and the lower back and the neck even. From here, you'll bring your hands to your hips and come on up, and we'll just step forward. Right, good. Good, arms down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And then tree, left foot to right leg. And other side. There's one more. So it can be foot to calf, it can be big toe on the floor. It's not about how high the leg goes, it's how integrated you can be in your body. If you'd like to reach the arms up, you can. Hands back to the heart. We'll bring that left knee up and step it back. Good. And then hands to the hips, lift into the chest, hinge forward over that right leg. Now slide the right hip back. Maybe your hands are on the floor or on a block. I am a big fan of bending the knees here, not even just the front leg, but both legs. Bend the knees a little bit. You'll get into the hips more. You can unlock and steer the hips a little bit more. Good. Press down into the big toe mound of the left foot, center of both heels. And feel there's like a rebounding effect. The more like you press down into the earth, the more there's like a energetic lift through the body, a rebound. Good. Bring your hands up to your hips and then come all the way up to stand. Step the back foot forward. You can come back to the mat if you wandered, arms down. And then big breath in, circle it up, sweep it up. Big breath out, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And then step back, high plank or kneeling plank, your choice. This time we'll lower all the way down onto the belly. And then just resting. So you can turn a cheek to a side, maybe the arms come by your side. Just let yourself rest here for a moment. Bringing the arms by the side if they aren't already, palms face down. You're going to look down to the mat. We're going to come up into Locust Pose. So arms are down, head is down, and then you'll inhale and lift up. Lift the arms, lift the legs, lift the backs of the shoulders towards the ceiling. And then I like to keep the chin slightly tucked towards the chest and think about lengthening the back of the neck. Job, 1 inch higher if you can. And then lower down, turn your other cheek to the floor and rest. And arms of your choice. Backs of the hands to the earth is a nice way to release the backs of the shoulders. Feel your breath in the back of the lungs here. And we'll do that again. Look down, palms face down. On your inhale, you get to rise up. Straighten the legs, straighten the elbows. Lift a little higher. Yes, Jenny. And then lower down and rest. One more. It can be locust, or you can bend the knees this time for floor bow. So you can either catch the feet, makes like a bind, and it's a great shoulder opener, or you can just have the feet touch. And if you want to work the hamstrings, so feet touch, arms stay by the side, and you'll lift up and try to lift the thighs off the ground and use the backs of the legs, right? Nice, Gracie, good. Or you catch the feet for floor bow, holding for 5, nice Darian, 4, good Carol, 3, yes, Janice, 2, and then 1, release down, make a pillow out of the arms this time, and then you can bend the knees and just windshield wipe the legs side to side, you can relax through the pelvis and all the back. Release the feet to the floor. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Press on up to tabletop. And you might move through a few rounds of cow and cat or side to side. Anything that feels good for the back. If it feels too much, sometimes after some back bends, I don't like to move quickly. I like to move slowly. Take your time. our way onto our back. So you can cross the ankles or feet can go to the side, however you want to get there. And I don't care which direction you face. And we're going to do a little bit of stability work, a little bit of core work. So go ahead and lay down on your back and just hug the knees into your chest. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Then set your feet down to the mat. And before we come into this, I want you to bring your hands to your bottom floating ribs. So you'll feel that it's where the rib cage separates. It goes out, and it's all of our rib cages are a little different shape, but just kind of bring your hands to the ribs. So the hands are just for feeling. So they aren't doing the work. The work is going to happen from inside of your abdomen. So right here, feel the ribs. Notice the shape and the space between. Notice your breath. And then take a deep breath in and feel the bottom of the rib cage expand. And as you breathe out, I want you to pull the rib cage in towards the center line, down to the floor, and or back to the floor and down to the pelvis. So using your core muscles. And then inhale, let it expand and relax. Exhale, pull those rib cage in, back and down. One more just like that. Big breath in, let it relax, fill up. Exhale. Okay, now hold that. Keep breathing, but hold that contraction. And then pick the right leg up and pick the left leg up. So the legs are parallel to the floor. Hold that contraction. Bring your hands behind your head. Hold that contraction, and then you're going to tap the toes to the floor one at a time. Right foot taps and lifts, left foot taps and lift, and not from the knee. The knee doesn't bend, it's from the hip. Hold that belly nice and firm. If the ribs pop up, put your hands there again and do that deep breath in, exhale, pulling it back. So working some endurance, deep core endurance muscles. Keep going. Try to hold that rib cage in, back, and down, those front ribs. Everyone feel that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, bring the legs back to tabletop to 90 degrees. Now you're going to lift the head and shoulders off of the ground. So 10 small pulses up. 9, 8, keep those ribs pulling in, back, and down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Not over yet. And then from here, you're going to tap. Left elbow is going to come across towards the right knee and lower and switch. Right elbow, left knee. Everything stays the same. Pull those front ribs in, back, and down. If they pop up, come back down and start over. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower it down. Soften the belly. Full deep breaths. And go ahead and stretch the legs out long on the floor. Stretch the arms overhead. Maybe wiggle a little bit side to side. Then slide the left leg to the left and cross the right leg on top of it. So we're going to do a little side stretch at the floor. And then you'll wiggle the shoulders over towards the left side. So you're looking to create kind of it's called a crescent moon shape of the body, or like a banana on the body on that right side. And then whatever you want to do with the arms, it's up to you. You can hold the right wrist with the left hand to give that little extra, or the arms can be relaxed. Or I like sometimes my left arm to come down by my side and really focus on that right side, smoothing and lengthening. front, you can focus on, you know, as you inhale, expanding those ribs, focusing on those bottom ribs again. And as you exhale on that right side of the floating ribs, pull them in, back, and down. And you'll get a little different dynamic to the stretch. Good. From here, we'll just come back to center. Maybe stretch the arms overhead if that feels okay in your shoulders. Maybe wiggle side to side. Notice the difference between the right and the left. Good, and then we'll switch. So right leg slides right. Wherever it wants to go, left leg will cross on top. If you'll know you've gone too far if you are really uncomfortable. And then maybe wiggle to the right. So my rule of thumb with yoga poses, because a lot of them are awkward and uncomfortable, but I look for a comfortable discomfort. Does that make sense? That place of comfortable discomfort. I know I can feel there's something occurring, but I'm not pushing into pain. Right? There's discomfort and also ease and space for feeling. I'm not just getting through it. I'm kind of leaning in, welcoming the sensation. A nice metaphor for life. Sometimes we have to move through discomfort, and if we can find a peaceful way to do it, an acceptance, a kind of a leaning into it, that space of knowing it's for leading you to growth or transformation or healing, makes it more bearable and palpable. Stay for a couple more breaths. Just notice what's coming up on the side for you. Slowly release and make your way back to center. You can stretch the arms overhead if you want. Wiggle side to side. Roll out your wrists and ankles, bring a little energy back in. And then you'll bend the right knee and draw it into your chest. So we'll do some of that nerve flossing we were talking about. So you'll bring your hands behind the right hamstring. So you hold the back of the leg and then flex the foot here. Pull the toes back, dorsiflex the foot as the knee bends. And then when you straighten the leg, you'll point the toes to the ceiling. And it doesn't need to be perfectly straight. And move back and forth between that about 10 times. Point, up, bend and flex, straighten and point. Bend and flex, straighten and point. And if there's little snap, crackles, and pops that occur, that's okay, as long as it's not painful. You might be experiencing the stretch sensation in the muscles, might be experiencing the feeling of the sciatic nerve kind of moving. You might be feeling something in the back or in the quad, the front of the thigh. I say all that because there's no right and no wrong place for you to feel this. It's just being in your body, feeling into your body. Good, and then bend the knee. Next time you bend the knee, keep it bent. Bring your hands in front of the shin now and draw it in a little deeper. And then we'll take a pose called half happy baby. So you're going to reach for your foot with one or both hands. So sometimes I'll catch my foot in the left hand and then bring it into the right and then let the left hand go. So the foot is towards the ceiling. It's like you're in an upside down lunge. And the foot is flexed, and kind of pull the pinky toe edge of the foot back And I like to have a nice reach through the left leg on the floor, kind of a dynamic, active feeling. And then just nice deep belly breath. And then you'll let that go, maybe give the knee a squeeze, and then stretch the right leg out long, and we'll switch sides. Draw the left leg in, interlace your hands behind the hamstring, bend the knee, flex the foot, straighten the left leg, point the toes, bend, flex, straighten, point. And it can be super easeful. It doesn't need to be pushing into those edges. We're just imagining that big ropey sciatic nerve, which is such a wonderful, important nerve for our lower extremities, kind of moving and gliding. And even the muscle tissues in the back of the leg, thinking of it contracting and lengthening, like a gliding and easeful sensation. And if it feels sticky or stuck or sharp, just go slow. Don't let those, you don't have to, what do I want to say? You don't have to endure that. If it's sharp, back out. If it feels really sticky, go slower. Don't push so hard. Just moving with more ease. Bending, straightening. Moving joints, moving muscles, moving nerves, moving fascia. And then bend the knee, bring your hands in front of the shin and draw in. That thigh comes in. And then half happy baby, if that works for you. If you can, you'll catch that foot. Bring the left foot to the ceiling. Pinky toe edge of the foot drawing back towards the floor. Extend the right leg out long. Just breathe into that left leg, hip, hamstring, even into the abdomen, getting a little squeeze, hip flexors, all that line. Then gently release that. You can stretch both legs out long on the mat. And let your arms come down by your sides, palms face up. Let your legs relax away from each other, let the shoulders relax. Eyes can stay open and just rest at one point, or you can gently close your eyes. Support of the floor, the ground beneath you. This pose is very one pointed focus, right? It's very about stillness and that restful state. Also opening your periphery, opening your senses for all that is occurring. And for all of it to be welcome. bring your awareness back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Stretch or move in any way your body wants. And then you'll bend your knees and roll to a comfortable side. From there, you can press yourself up to a seated posture. Maybe close your eyes when you get there for just one more brief moment. Maybe there's a word or two to describe how you feel or what you want your day to be, your intention for the day. You can touch the palms of your hands together and bring your thumbs to your heart space. Thumbs come up to your forehead center. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste. I'm grateful it's not as hot.
Yes.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Steph, hang in there. Bye, everybody. Bye, Jenny. Thank you. Bye, Darian. I love watching your dogs.